What's up, guys? Ren Zero here. Um, One of the biggest questions that I get is, how did I end up in the Philippines? How did I, why did I come here? What drove me here to the Philippines? I did address this before in another video, and but the thing is, it was at the end of a long video, and I don't think a lot of people saw it because I still get even my older subscribers, just not the new subscribers, but the older subscribers are still asking, you never really explained why, Ren. Are you there in the Philippines? So what I did was I grabbed that video from 2016. This was in November when I recorded this one. And you're going to see that my tan's not even and whatnot. But what I did was I split the video. I took the end of it where I did explain. So rather than me go and explain the whole thing all over again, I just took the end of that video and I put it into this video for you guys, to answer that question. Also, you're going to see the captions and whatnot. Those are all current. I just put those in. Everything, I edit the video so that way they can answer your guys' questions. There are things that I didn't explain clearly, so I put the captions down below to explain more what I mean.
How did I end up in the Philippines? I know a lot of you guys ask me if I'm ex-military. No, I'm not ex-military. I've never been part of the military. I was a firefighter, search and rescue, but never military. I did have a second job that I was already working, and that was a night crew manager of a grocery store, a major chain in California. And I didn't really spend a whole lot of money since I worked night crew, and so I just kind of kept putting money, put money away and whatnot in the whole 9 yards. And I worked for the company for 10 years, so I had a whole lot of money put away. I always kept my expenses low, except for when I bought my computers. I always went big on my computers and whatnot. I always went, when it went to my models, like models that you build, plastic models, I used to paint them to the T. I have another YouTube channel, as a matter of fact, of the models that I painted and the things that I would build. I would build full-scale battlefields and whatnot. But what happened was I met Chixie, and before I met Chixie, I was traveling all over, okay? I was on my vacations. I would put all my vacations together, and then I would take off to, like, Russia. I would take off to Germany. I would take off to Ukraine. So I've been to Spain, France. What else, man? I've been all over the dang place. Austria. I just started traveling. That's what I did. After my dad passed away, that's what I did. He passed away in 2008. So I just started, get my mind off of things and whatnot. And I'm a workaholic. I just always worked many hours of overtime and whatnot, no matter what job I was working, at the time, if it was fire department or if it was, what do you call it, the grocery store. So long story short, I met Chixie. And then, I met her online. After a long list of Filipinas that you talk to, trust me, a lot of them are scammers, and I could go through a whole video of what to look for and how to recognize the scammers compared to the real ones. I only talked to Chixie for 4 hours and I already knew this girl was real. So I started talking to her online, and within 4 months I flew out to the Philippines for the first time to go see her. After I saw her, I flew in on October of last year. That's what it was, October of last year. And I stayed there till November with her, and she never asked for money, she never asked for a dime, but I would send her money to help her out and whatnot, and I did it on my own accord. And I helped her get her tattoo that she has. You've probably seen, she's got her piercings. She wanted all those piercings, so I went and I paid for those and whatnot. And again, she never asked for a dime, never. And even when I sent it, she wouldn't even know I sent it. I just tell her, hey, I just sent it Western Union. Here's the what do you call it, the transition number or the transaction number. Boom, she would go and pick it up, and she would sit there and argue with me. Why are you sending me all this money? I never asked for it. So we would get in these little arguments. But that's how I knew she was a real girl. But get to the point, when I flew out to go see her, there was a beach that we went to that I just realized that this is where I wanted to be. But the plan was I was going to wait for another year. I wanted to save up another, another 10 grand. I would feel more comfortable than going out there with what I had, which was around almost 30 grand. And so I was like, I don't want to go anything less. I want to go more, so that way, we could buy all our stuff and whatnot in the whole 9 yards. But what happened was, then I got laid off on my other job. And that was like in the same year of meeting Chixie. So we're talking in December when this happened. So February comes around, and I'm thinking about, all right, what am I going to do? Well, on my taxes, I did my taxes and whatnot, and since I always claim zero, boom, I hit a big number, 6,000 that came in. I go, well, 6,000. But that was extra money that I wasn't planning on. 6,000 went into my account, and then I decided I'm going to sell some of the models that I had painted professionally, because I would airbrush the whole 9 yards. Boom, I started selling those. I made an extra more and more thousands. I sold my truck, and then I was thinking, okay, with that money, I'm just going to go find another job and still work another, year, like as I planned. But then I figured, man, everything is pointing toward the Philippines at this point, and I really miss the Philippines, and I wanted to go back. So in a nutshell, if my advice for anybody, would you do what I do? Well, it's kind of hard to say, because I don't know what your guys' situations are, but here I am. I'm 43 years old, never been married, don't have kids, I don't have ties. I've always been a recluse, because I've always just worked. Like I said, come home, sleep, go back to work, do it all over again, and that's all I did. If I didn't do it at that moment, I felt I would never do it. I would just procrastinate. And so I'm doing what I love, and that's being out in the ocean, that's seeing new beaches, that's moving around Cebu, and not just Cebu. We're planning trips to Corregidor. It's another place I want to go. I want to see Leyte. I want to see Palawan. Want to see more of the hidden gems that are here, in the Philippines, that are not on the registry, the tourist of registry. So that's basically it. I thought I'd sit down before the beaches get packed, or this beach right here is about to get packed, because a whole entire group just showed up. And so as the night starts to kick on, it's going to get more and more people, and it's just going to get more harder to vlog and connect with my subs, you guys, and answer some of your questions about how I did it, why I did it, and what's my fallback plan, and and to some that are thinking about doing what I'm doing, and some of the other vloggers that made it out here. They have different stories, of course, and it's always awesome to look at. I've seen all these other vloggers too, and how they made it, their story. And they all have different stories on how they did it, but this one is mine. And something to think about if you're in my situation. And it's just make sure you feel you got enough money, you got a good backup plan, and that there's, what helps is that you got somebody here, connections. That's what Chixie is, basically a connection. I mean, she found the property, she found the setup, she found, she was my connection, but she's also, hopefully my life, long partner. So that's it, guys. And again, I appreciate you guys' questions, so just keep on hammering away, and I'll answer them as truthfully and honestly and the best that I can. So with that note, I got some drinking to do.
Well, there you go, guys. So please remember, leave a comment down below. Smash that like button if you want more Sentai 7. We'll have another video out going. We're actually looking into getting another camera, because the one I'm using now is just crap. But we plan to update all our stuff and whatnot. So other than that, guys, remember, guys, always stay thirsty. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I woke up and the bed was wet. Why?
Maybe you peed.
I did not pee. There was nothing that was fucking pee.
Pee, this is like...
Oh, no. I know. Who has a history of peeing in the bed? Oh!